Hello, I'm Darby, welcome to my channel, and the theme for this week is Don't Blame Me. Blame my ex. The theme for this week is inspired by a few coincidences that happened. Number one, I got the shirt from the Beaches because I have been playing their song Blame Brett nonstop on repeat, and I will continue to do so until every last ounce of dopamine is drained from that song. I also went to a book club where I read Annihilation, and another book club where I read The Bandit Queens. And you might think that these books have nothing in common. One is a science fiction book about a female scientist going into an unknown area to explore it, and the other is about an impoverished Indian woman and the drama that goes on in her microloan group. But they do have something in common. They are books about women who do unhinged things after their husbands die. And in some ways, both books are about getting over their exes. After each review, I will give a pass or fail grade based on how well each woman gets over her ex. Let's start with Annihilation. Annihilation is the plot of Shrek, and no one can tell me it's not. It is Eat, Pray, Love with monsters. And here's an actual summary if you haven't read it. It is about a female scientist going on an expedition to a place known as Area X. Her husband has died going on a previous expedition to the same region, and she wants answers. During her expedition, she discovers that the environment is slowly re-knitting the DNA of every organic being within its boundaries in order to create terrifying chimeras. Her expedition crew slowly shrinks as members die or disappear. She learns that her government definitely lied about how many previous expeditions there were. She discovers a pile of thousands of journals from previous crew members, and they're all filled with absolutely insane ramblings. And of course, one of those journals belongs to her dead husband. Throughout the book, she is struggling with a deep regret she has for icing out her husband while he was alive by being cold and distant and unwilling to be vulnerable with him. And so, of course, it's extremely tragic that now when she's actually prepared to love him, it's too late. And instead of doing everything in her power to try to escape Area X and return to a normal life, she decides to stay and risk becoming a plant-animal hybrid in order to learn more about her husband and the previous expeditions, which is not getting over your ex behavior. As much as I love this book and this character, I have to give her a failing grade. So moving on to The Bandit Queens. It is a story about a woman whose husband mysteriously disappears. She is the victim of a vicious rumor that she murdered him. But this rumor has some unintended upsides. People leave her alone, her business is thriving, and she feels no pressure to remarry. But of course, this quiet peace cannot last, and other women in her village start to quietly approach her because they want to know how she did it, because they too would like to disappear their husbands. Now, this is a debut novel. It does have clunky and awkward parts. But if you can look past them, you will find an empowering story about female characters who are surviving an extremely patriarchal, caste-based society while under constant threat of domestic abuse and sexual violence. But I could not get past those clunky and awkward parts. Maybe I was set up to fail by misleading marketing, because I really genuinely thought I was signing up for a Ocean's 8 style lighthearted comedy about girl power and female friendship. And instead, what I got was a story about female betrayal and extortion. My little microloan group, friendship is not magic. Eventually, the ladies in the book do band together and cooperate, but the book was such a slog and so tedious to read that I was so emotionally divested and checked out, I was speed reading to just finish it. This book is long-listed for the Women's Prize this year. It has extremely good readings from lots of different kinds of people. This book is for someone, but that someone is not me. But all that aside, I have a mission, and I need to answer. Does she get over her ex? Solid pass, 100%. She said, I do, I did, I'm done, I'm free. That's it for this week's video. If you made it this far, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.